Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready for some fantasy hockey streaming advice, it's time for the most styling, profiling, wheeling and dealing, jet flying, limousine riding podcast in all the land. It's the reigning, defending, undisputed fantasy hockey streaming champion of the world. It's the Stream King.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the greatest fantasy hockey podcast that focuses on streaming players for the upcoming week. It is the Stream Scheme. We won't be talking about your superstars like your Timo Myers or your Mark Stones here. No sirree, Bob. Here we get down to the nitty gritty, the dark depths of fantasy hockey that those other podcasts are too scared to touch. The Stream Scheme is presented by the greatest fantasy hockey podcast in the world, Keeping Karlsson, and often referred to the greatest league in the world, the Keeping Karlsson Ultimate Patron Fantasy League, aka the Cupful. Hopefully everyone is coming off a win, not me, but that's besides the point. I do just want to take a quick minute to give a shout out to Team Sunday. You guys definitely made your voices heard this past week. I guess I just never heard from Team Sunday, you know, that crowd, because the shows always came out on Sunday. But yeah, we are sticking with Saturdays, probably at least for another month. You know, one, because we got to have enough of a sample size to determine if I truly can make winning picks without that Saturday data. And two, just mainly because it helps my own personal schedule throughout these holiday weeks. Before we can get to the picks, we have to see how our picks did last week, because we are all about accountability here on the Stream Scheme. Adam Henrique, looks like we caught him at the very end of his hot streak, unfortunately. Only 1 point in 3 games so far this week for Henrique, but it was a tough week for the Ducks in general, so it's trending towards a loss here for Henrique. We'll have to see if he can redeem himself on Sunday, but he's still getting primo deploymento down there in Anaheim, and the Ducks do play 4 times with 1 light day next week, so I would be inclined to hang on to Adam Henrique despite the lackluster week. Ilya Mikheyev had a winning week for us, so even before his 2 games yet to go on both Saturday and Sunday, Mikheyev already has both a goal and an assist, so hopefully he can keep up his scoring ways for us this weekend, but it's certainly trending towards a win here for Ilya Mikheyev. However, despite him being as hot as can be, the Canucks only play 3 times next week, all on busy days, so I would say you can safely drop Mikheyev after those weekend games. Shane Pinto had a disappointing week with just 1 assist through 3 games so far this week, with 1 game left to go on Sunday the 27th. He's seeing good deployment alongside Batherson and DeBrincat at even strength, but he's just not seeing enough minutes to stay on my fantasy roster. Now, with that said, the Senators do have a great kind of like midweek schedule next week. They play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So if you can, I'd probably hold on to Pinto for those Wednesday, Friday games and then probably cut him after that. Cole Perfetti came through for us again. Cole Perfetti is very quickly making his way up the friendship tiers. You know, despite seeing terrible minutes, and he's still skating in the top 6 in Winnipeg, and they even put Perfetti on the top line with Scheifele and Wheeler in their last game. So Perfetti has 1 goal and 1 assist through 3 games this week, with a game in hand on Sunday as well. So trending towards a win here for Perfetti. And the Jets play 3 times with 2 light days next week on Friday and Sunday. So a good late week streamer. So I would personally hang on to Perfetti, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you did want to drop him. Barclay Goodrow had a good week for us so far this week, with 1 goal in 2 games, with a game to go on Saturday the 26th. He's still getting good deployment as well, skating alongside Panarin and Trocheck. And if you picked up Barclay Goodrow, congrats, because guess what? The Rangers have a good schedule next week as well. A very good schedule, in fact. The Rangers play 4 times with 3 light days in there, so he'd be a streamer this week if he wasn't already one this past week. And he's still just 7% rostered right now. So I say not only hang on to, but also pick up Barclay Goodrow. Moving on to defensive streamers, Cam Fowler continued his hot streak into this week for us, picking up a goal and an assist, which we definitely needed because Fowler wasn't really feeling the peripherals this week, but still trending toward a win nonetheless here for Cam Fowler. And this one is a very simple decision. Not only hang on to Cam Fowler, but pick him up as well, as he's still only rostered in just 15% of leagues. Oliver Ekman-Larsson finally had a good week for us. The anti-jinx was indeed successful. 2 assists through 2 games for OEL so far this week, with 2 games to go on the weekend as well. So trending toward a win here for Ekman-Larsson as well, and just like that, I'm as hot as can be on defense. You know, go figure, right? As soon as I get rid of my third defensive streamer, my defense starts producing. Ain't it always the case? But yeah, not a good schedule for OEL this week, so if you want to drop them, then by golly, I say drop away, my friend. Eric Holla, bad week for our friend Eric Holla, and he is our friend, so I won't trash him too hard here. And he did have 1 point in 3 games so far this week, and he is still skating with Jack Hughes, but it is trending towards a loss here for Eric Holla, and you can definitely drop him after his game on Saturday to 26. Our Shallow League streamer of the week, Logan Couture, crushed it for us this week. Logan Couture is doing it all right now. 2 goals, 2 assists, 12 shots, 8 hits, and even 2 blocks for us as well. For Couture through 3 games so far this week, with 1 more game in hand to go on Sunday the 27th. We've officially reached Clown League status with Logan Couture. That's for sure. I mean, the Sharks even have a great schedule this next week as well. He's still only rostered in just 41% of leagues. So for the love of Moose Vasco, please pick up Logan Couture. Our goalie streamer of the week was Pavel Francouz, and, you know, he didn't have a great game against the Canucks, and I was like, okay, well, hey, bright side, he's probably at least going to get 1 more start this week to redeem himself, right? No, apparently, like the manager I'm playing this week actually probably went down to Nashville and sabotaged the water line in that arena to get those 2 freaking Nashville games this weekend postponed. And it's like, geez, I've gone to extreme levels to get wins in fantasy hockey, but that one might take the cake. But yeah, so bad week here for Pavel Francouz, and it looks like, yeah, the net is back to being gorgeous Georgiev's, so you can certainly drop Pavel Francouz. For our ludicrous streamers of the week, first we had Travis Boyd, who stinks, and you can drop him. Then we had Alexander Barabanov, who had an incredible week for us with 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist through 3 games this week, with a game in hand today or tomorrow on Sunday as well for Barabanov. And hey, he's still on the top power play in San Jose, so like we mentioned, plus the Sharks have a very good schedule this week as well. They play 4 times with 2 light days in there, so I would not only hang on to, but also pick up, as he's still a ludicrous streamer at just 2% rostered, so pick up Alexander Barabanov. So overall, we are trending towards 3 for 5 on our regular forward streamers, 2 for 2 on our defensive streamers, trending towards a loss on our busy week streamer. Our Shallow League streamer crushed it for the 2nd straight week. Our goalie streamer was a swing and a miss, and we were 1 for 2 on our ludicrous streamers, which, if the trends all hold, would make us 7 for 12 on the week, which would meet our 50% threshold. And if those trends hold, it would make us 6-1 on the year. But I don't want to jinx anything, so let's just assume that, you know, maybe all of our streamers will stink this weekend and we'll fall back to 5-2. But, you know, either way, that's enough pitter patter. Let's get at it. Let's get to the schedules for the upcoming week, starting on Monday, November 27th, 2022. On Monday, we have 12 clubs playing, 18 clubs play on Tuesday, 8 clubs playing on Wednesday, 22 clubs play on Thursday, 6 clubs playing on Friday, 26 clubs play on the typical heavy Saturday, and lastly, 10 clubs play on the last day of the weekly matchup, Sunday, December 4th. The best schedule of the week goes to the Buffalo Sabres. They play 4 times with 3 light days in there, and they even managed to avoid the heavy, busy day of Saturday. So pick up those Sabres this week. Some other teams with some good schedules this week are the Detroit Red Wings and the New York Rangers. They also both play 4 times with 3 light days, days. We've also got the Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks, who play 4 times with 2 light days. We've also got the Columbus Blue Jackets, who play 3 times, but all 3 games are on light days. And there's also the Blackhawks, the Stars, the Islanders, the Senators, the Maple Leafs, and the Jets all actually have decent schedules with 3 games, but with 2 light days in there. So a lot of good streaming schedules this week. The worst schedule of the week is a tie between the Arizona Coyotes and the Boston Bruins. Both of those teams only play 2 times this week, with both their games coming on the busy days as well. So definitely a tough week to roster those fringe guys from those teams. I know that I'll probably get a lot of questions about like whether to hang on to guys like Jake DeBrusk and Taylor Hall. And here's my advice. You're going to have to hang in there with Jake DeBrusk. You can't drop him when he's getting primo deploymento right now. And Taylor Hall, yeah, it stinks, but I think I would say that you can drop Taylor Hall in pretty much every league format. But keep him on your watch list, though. Some other teams with a bad schedule this week are there's 15 teams who only play 3 times this week that either only have 1 or 0 light days. And I'll tell you this right now, be careful about that Nashville and Anaheim game on Tuesday. That one might get postponed as well. You never know. But yeah, it's a bad week to have a bad schedule. So drop those fringe players on teams with bad schedules and get ready to pick up some streamers in their place. And you guys know I'm always down to give you guys advice on ads, drops, trades, whatever the case may be. Feel free to always hit me up on Twitter at NHL Stream Scheme. And I'm usually pretty quick with our response for you over there. And we'll be right back with our picks after this quick break. Hang around. So without further ado, let's get to the picks of the week. My top forward pick of the week is Dylan Cozens of the Buffalo Sabres. And you can't go wrong with any Sabre streamer this week. Victor Golofsson and Jack Quinn are good choices in streamer range as well. But I would prefer Dylan Cozens because he's the only other Buffalo forward who is on the top power play alongside that top line of the Rage and Tajin, Alex Tuch, and potential streamer of the year so far in Jeff Skinner. So the streamer I want most from Buffalo is Dylan Cozens, as long as he has that top power play deployment. And it doesn't hurt that Buffalo has the best schedule of the week, playing 4 times on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, avoiding that heavy busy day of Saturday as well. He's only rostered right now in just 11% of leagues, but that won't last long after he gets that stream scheme bump. So trust your old pal, Cousin Dave, and pick up our cousin, Dylan Cozens, that is. My second forward streamer pick this week is one of our very best friends in the whole wide world. It's Jean-Gabriel Pageau of the New York Islanders. And if you didn't see this pick coming, you must be new around here, because the tale of Jean-Gabriel Pageau and the stream scheme is a tale as old as time itself. But yeah, JGP, as they call him, has been en fuego recently. 5 goals in his last 6 games. He's getting great ice time. I don't think I'd call his line the top line since he's not skating with Barzal at even strength, but Jean-Gabriel Pageau is on the top power play, and I've already said way too many reasons for having to pick up Pageau. But it also does help that the Islanders have a sneaky good schedule this week. They only play 3 times, but they do have 2 light days in there as well on Friday and Sunday. So he's a great choice for a late week stream, whether you pick him up on Monday to avoid other people picking him up first, or if you want to roll the dice and see if you can wait until Friday to pick him up. The choice is yours, but either way, he's rostered right now in just 19% of leagues. That is way too low. Do not disrespect one of our oldest and dearest friends and a tier 1 name in Jean-Gabriel Pageau. My third forward streamer pick this week is Kent Johnson of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I had to get in someone from Columbus this week. First off, no one's going to be looking at him because their Saturday game was postponed. In Columbus, Sneaky has one of the best schedules of the week. Even though they only play 3 times, they're one of only 4 teams that plays 3 light days this week on Monday, Friday, and Sunday. And then, sneak peek to next week as well, the Blue Jackets have another great week that week as well with 4 games and 2 light days, which, okay, sorry, that's a lot of info to hear all at once. But basically what I'm saying is that the Blue Jackets have a great schedule for the next 2 weeks. But the problem is they don't have a ton of great streaming options right now. But as mentioned, My best guess from Columbus is Kent Johnson. Firstly, he's left wing and right wing eligible. We always love that. Plus, other than Johnny Hockey or Boone Jenner, who else is going to score for them right now? Some people might guess Jack Roslovic, but no thank you. I'm not risking my ad on someone who was recently healthy scratched, I think, actually. And Kent Johnson is on the top power play for Columbus right now. And he also had a goal and an assist along with 4 shots in their most recent game on Friday. So the former number 5 overall pick in 2021 has all the pedigree in the world, and he's getting hot, and he has a good schedule for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, sign me up for that. He's only rostered right now in just 6% of leagues, so I would pick up Kent Johnson this week. My 4th forward streamer pick this week is Jesse Puljujarvi of the Edmonton Oilers. And look, I don't want to make this ad any more than you do. Pool Party burned me as recently as 2 weeks ago. He's not our friend. Some might even say he's our enemy. Some might even go as far as to say he should potentially be dead to us. But gosh darn it. One time. And I have to take someone from the Oilers this week. Their offense in general is due out the wazoo. They just got blanked by the Islanders. They might struggle against Shesterkin on Saturday. So I think it's a very distinct possibility that the Oilers just wreck people next week. My apologies in advance to any manager facing McDavid or Draisaitl, because every once in a while, those guys are just going to win a week by themselves, and this might be one of those weeks. So I'm hoping and praying that Puljujarvi can at least get in on 2 or 3 of Draisaitl's 12 goals he's going to score this next week. So come on, Pool Party. One time. I'll even give you the Little Giants speech later, when Edmonton has a great schedule, playing 4 times with 2 light days in there. I've been dying to play the Pool Party song. I feel like it's been a lifetime since we've heard it. He's only rostered right now in just 3% of leagues. He's nearly a ludicrous streamer, and with good reason. So if you're ready to get hurt one more time with me, then pick up Jesse Puljujarvi, aka Pool Party, this week. My 5th forward streamer pick is actually a ludicrous streamer, so I'll talk about him there. Moving on to my defensive streamers, our top defensive streamer pick this week is Ben Chiarot of the Detroit Red Wings, and this is one of those picks where I hate, that I do a fantasy hockey podcast with people that I know listen, because sometimes I just spell out plain as day what I'm going to do or what I'd like to do, and I've been eyeing this guy up for a while, but Brian and Elon made me take an oath that I would always put the listeners' team over my own. So yes, if anyone in my Kick-Up League is listening, you definitely should pick up Ben Chiarot before I'm able to snag him Monday morning at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ben Chiarot is sneaky, so freaking good, you guys. When we talk about a Periff's beast, we talk about Ben Chiarot. He blocks, he hits. He shoots sometimes, and heck, every once in a while, he'll even get us a point. Now, don't get it twisted. Any goals or assists that Ben Chiarot gets is strictly bonus points. All that I want are those sweet, sweet peripherals, baby. And of course, it doesn't hurt that the Detroit Red Wings also happen to have one of the best schedules of the week, playing 4 times with 3 light days in there. This one is a no-brainer. He's only 4% rostered right now, so pick up Ben Chiarot before I have a chance to this week. My second defensive streamer pick is actually also a ludicrous streamer. So yeah, spoiler alert, I actually have 4 ludicrous streamers this week, so get excited for that. But my busy week streamer of the week is Nick Paul of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this is why I love this new streamer category. Typically, I'd be like, 4 games with just 1 light day. With this kind of week where there's a lot of good schedules, I wouldn't waste my time looking at the Lightning. But yeah, I'm definitely glad I looked, because wow, what a blind spot this was for me. Nick Paul has 4 points in his last 2 games, 5 goals in his last 6 games, and even 7 goals in his last 10 games. That's a lot of stats, I know, but the man is in fuego, is what I'm trying to say. Some people like their streamers cooled, but some like it hot, and Nick Paul is hot as can be right now. He's also center and left wing eligible. You always love to see that. And if you can fit in Nick Paul on those busy days this week, I think I'd rank him as my number 2 streamer this week, after my shallow league streamer, of course. But yeah, he's still somehow in streamer range at just 24% rostered. So if he's still there in your league, then I would absolutely pick up Nick Paul. My shallow league streamer of the week is Tyler Bertuzzi of the Detroit Red Wings. Bertuzzi is still available here in shallow league streamer range at 43% rostered currently, mainly because he was injured to start out the year. So if you didn't have the IR spot to put him in, I wouldn't have rostered him either. But Bertuzzi is back, and while he's not on the top line or top power play, I still think Bertuzzi is going to get his points. He's someone that produces his own offense, so I'm actually not too worried about who he's skating with. I think he's going to get his no matter what, and especially on a week when Detroit has one of the best schedules of the week. Playing 4 times with 3 light days, he's probably not there in your deeper leagues, but if he is still hanging around in those shallow leagues, then I say pick up Tyler Bertuzzi this week. My goalie streamer of the week is Craig Anderson of the Buffalo Sabres. And listen, people, no one wants, to take Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen more than yours truly, but it's just not the smart pick this week. This one is strictly a schedule play here. Obviously, Comrie's going to be out at least through this week, and so far, Anderson and UPL have been trending toward a complete 50-50 split. Anderson starts one game, UPL starts the next game. So if that trend continues for this week, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will get the starts versus Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche, while Craig Anderson would get the starts against the Detroit Red Wings and the San Jose Sharks. And I don't know about you, call me crazy, but I would rather have the goalie playing Detroit and San Jose as opposed to the goalie playing the Lightning and the Avalanche. So I'm going with Craig Anderson this week. Hopefully that actually happens and there's not another, water main break or anything that somehow foils this brilliant plan, because in theory this plan should work, but AGAB and whatnot. But either way, he's only 16% rostered right now. So pick up Craig Anderson and hope for the best. Up next, we got some streamers that are truly ludicrous. 4 of them. Let's get it.
Prepare ship for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts. Seal all entrances and exits. Close all shops in the mall. Cancel the 3-ring circus. Secure all animals in the zoo.
Give me that, you petty excuse for an officer.
Now hear this. Ludicrous speed. Sir, had you better buckle up?
Now buckle this.
Ludicrous speed. Go!
My first ludicrous streamer pick this week is actually my 5th regular forward streamer technically this week. It's Jimmy Vesey of the New York Rangers, and like I said earlier, I would actually prefer Barclay Goodrow here, but we already picked him last week and rules are rules. And the only other skater in streamer range in the top 6 for the Rangers is Jimmy Vesey. Sometimes he shoots, sometimes he hits, sometimes he is even able to get on the score sheet just by being next to Zibanejad and Kreider. Hopefully, he can do all of those things for us this week, where the Rangers have an amazing schedule, playing 4 times with 3 light days in there. Not only that, but the Rangers are playing the Senators twice, the Devils, and Chicago. So I fully expect goals to be going in at least 3 of those games, and hopefully VC can get in on some of those. He's only rostered right now in just 2% of leagues, so pick up Jimmy VC. My second ludicrous streamer pick this week is actually my second defensive streamer. It's Cody Ceci of the Edmonton Oilers. And yeah, not too much to say about Cody Ceci. You know what you're getting from him. Hopefully he gets a lot of blocks for us this week. But yeah, I just think Edmonton is going to score a lot this week. And hopefully Ceci can get in on maybe 1 or even 2 of those this week. He's only 2% rostered, so I say if you need D, take a chance on Cody Ceci. My third ludicrous streamer pick this week is Calle Jarnkrok of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And anytime there's a mix-up in the top 2 lines in Toronto, we always want to get in on it just in case, It's not unlike the pool party pick where it's like, yeah, they have a good schedule, but we're also kind of hoping we can catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe playing with Calle Jarnkrok will help Mitch Marner remember that he is actually allowed to score goals. But probably won't happen. Mitch Marner stinks. Hey, Mitch, how about you get off the Call of Duty, bud, and get on Chell so you can remember what it's actually like to be a superstar. But, yeah, so hopefully Jarnkrok can get some points this week when Toronto plays 2 times with 2 light days. He is center and right wing eligible, and he's rostered right now in just 1% of leagues. So hopefully my anti-jinx works and propels Calle Jarnkrok this week. And lastly, my fourth and final ludicrous streamer pick this week is Kevin Labanc of the San Jose Sharks. Now, savvy schemers might be saying to themselves, hey now, wait just a minute, wasn't Kevin Labanc an honorable mention streamer last week? Well, yes, he was. That means he wasn't an actual pick last week, and therefore I am allowed to pick him here. But hey, we're tough but fair here at the Stream Scheme, so I will defer to whatever decision our rules referee Mills Lane makes.
I'll allow it. Now let's boogie down.
Let's boogie down indeed. And yes, that was a Celebrity Deathmatch reference for those who had that on their Stream Scheme bingo cards at home. But yeah, Labanc is still playing on the top line in San Jose alongside Hurdle and Meyer. So as long as he stays there, he's always going to be a threat to get in on some points. And on a week again when San Jose has a good schedule, playing 4 times with 2 light days in there, Mills Lane allows it. So the pick is official at just 1% rostered. It's our good friend Kevin Labanc. So there we have it. To recap, our streamers for the week starting on Monday, November 28th, 2022 are the following. Forward streamers, our cousin, Dylan Cousins, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, Kent Johnson, and Jesse Puljujarvi. Come on, one time, pool party. Defensive streamers, Ben Sherratt, our busy week streamer of the week, Nick Paul, our shallow league streamer of the week, Tyler Bertuzzi, our goalie streamer of the week, Craig Anderson, and our ludicrous streamers of the week, 4 of them for you. We got Jimmy Vesey, Cody Ceci, Calle Jarnkrok, and Kevin Labanc. Good luck to everyone this week. Feel free to hit me up on the Keeping Karlsson Patreon Discord server. Check out the Stream Scheme channel over there, or you can find me on Twitter at NHL Stream Scheme. And make sure to follow Ben and Lewis at ShortShiftsKK, and obviously follow at Keeping Karlsson and tune into their Megapod every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you everyone for listening, and don't forget what the legendary Moose Vasco once said: the future belongs to those who believe in their streams. See ya!